Hello again, golfers, and welcome to the 22nd episode of Inside the Ropes, a deeply personal journey with Scottie Walnuts, a PGA Tour 2K25 course showcase series. I'm your host, Scottie Walnuts, and today we're checking out our second Rob J.S. course of the series, Frag Hill Rock. Just a reminder that we film these episodes live on Twitch every Tuesday night beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're very welcome to join us live on Tuesday nights, and the link for that is below in the description. So Frag Hill Rock, this is a recent port from 2K23, and it's of particular note because it has a unique distinction in that it hosted both a TGC Tours CC and Elite tournament in the same season back in 2023, which is something that we don't see very often on tour, and it speaks to Frag Hill's versatility as a golf course and the degree to which the conditions in any given round will impact the difficulty. So we'll take a look at the designer description, and it says, Frag Hill Rock is a fictional Irish links course situated in the west of Ireland, with 3 playable tee sets and 4 pin sets. So that's the description, and we're going to encounter bumpy terrain with lots of macro and micro sculpting on this course, so the ball is prone to bounce around a bit, and it makes being precise in your landing area all the more important. As mentioned, the course features 3 sets of tees, with the shorter end white tees at 6,997 yards, a green tee at 7,051 yards, and then the tips where we'll play from at 7,174 yards, par 71. And just an interesting postscript to all of this is that after the recording of this episode, Rob actually dropped a tour version of the course which features firmer surfaces and takes an already challenging golf course to an even higher level of difficulty. Just a reminder, we're on TGC Tour's Platinum Tour settings for our rounds, which is Legend Swing difficulty, and we use a default ball, so we'll get a sense of how the course plays on the difficulty played by the best players in the world. And if you enjoy the showcase, remember to smash that like and subscribe button and leave a comment to let me know what you think of the course and the round. We're all set up at Frag Hill Rock here. Tips pin 3, medium wind to the east, and the defaults are very firm, extremely firm, and fast on the green speed. Let's head on out to the first tee. So, our first look at the completed ported Frag Hill Rock here. And we've got 453 yard hole that moves a little bit right to left. And you can see the undulating fairways right away. That's a feature of this golf course all around it. Looks like we've got some proper pot bunkers installed here. We'll hit a driver off the opening tee here. Hey, what's up, Josh? Well, appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that very much. And I was appreciative of your company last night. I was watching a very, very scary show. Your company and your chat and Tag Rocket in the chat really helped me get through it. So we got 127 yards in on the approach here. I think we're going to try and ease off a choked pitching wedge. Choked pitching wedge. You can see a rugged terrain. A little bit rocky, a little bit, not entirely, but some rockiness, some tall grass, lots of, like if it ever snowed here, this would be a great location for a ski mogul course. I love that Fallout badge, Josh. Love that Fallout badge. And I'm glad you sort of prompted me, whether you knew it or not. It's like, I still need to finish. I still need to finish the season 2 finale. So we got 12 yards here. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to chip this one. Remember, these are extremely firm greens, and it's all downhill, so this might be a super flop kind of situation. It was so sad, though, Josh. All this poor kid wanted to do was to go to college on a running scholarship, and he did. But wouldn't you know it, dorm room haunted as fuck. Turned out it was a fallen soldier of the Revolutionary War. Very sad. Was or so the story goes at least, was taken by a tribe of Native Americans, and they weren't very nice. They weren't very nice to him. So we're going to make our par on the opening hole. We've got a 152-yard par 3 second hole here. Yeah, really eye-opening stuff. Yeah. $18. So a couple of pars to open our round here. We can see we'll encounter water in play for the first time, it looks like, here on 553-yard par 5, and there it is. So for the first time, we got water in play. And we can see up, and maybe as we play holes later in the round, we'll get a better look at it, but you can see a clubhouse area up there, and maybe practice facility or some sort of entranceway to the golf course facility. Beautiful little bridge there. Speaking of Tiger Rocket, he'd go crazy if he saw that. It's a beautiful bridge. And just gotta hit your shot here. It's not like you need to go 108 to clear. You just have to hit your shot, which is easier said than done. We got Knox making herself a part of episode 22 here. And we got Tag Rocket coming in with the raid on the par 5 third hole. As we see our tee shot, you just have to hit your shot there. You don't have to hit a 108, and it sounds a lot easier than, it's easier said than done, but you just hit your shot there on the par 5 third. It's going to leave us 264 yards. Just a scooch of a push. Coming in with the raid on Family Day. If you're watching this later on YouTube, the day of this recording is Family Day. So we got a special session here. We got Maverick coming in as well. Just a reminder, no walnut redemptions during the recording. We got Bear coming in here. Appreciate you guys all coming in. Working our way, just at the beginning, good time to come in, working our way through episode 22 here. We've got Rob's brand new, ported, re-released, renovated Frag Hill Rock here. We've made pars on the opening two hole first. Real strong opportunity for birdie here on from 11 feet, excuse me. And we'll be on the board for the first time on the third hole. What's up, Bear? Appreciate you guys all coming in. I was just saying just before the raid tag how grateful I was for you and Josh last night. You guys were keeping me safe, keeping me grounded in a very scary situation. Now this is interesting. 488 yards. There's certainly there's a temptation to try and take it over this corner here, especially on a long par 4, where you see an opportunity to shorten the distance. So this is a nicely placed bunker right here. There is a safer shot back here, but that's going to leave you close to 200 yards on your approach. Pin looks reasonably accessible in this case, but you know what? We're going to take the bait, and we're going to try and just take it right over the corner. We'll take the bait. Hit our points, but a 2% underswing. That's not going to cause us any issues, though. So we're able to cut down a pretty decent portion of the distance of this hole, 143 yards in. That'll be a pitching wedge. Just got to maneuver it on in there and hit the shot. So as far as pitching wedges go, maybe not our best, but that's okay. Just going to leave ourselves a cool 46 feet downhill. That's no problem. Beer was putting this. This is basically a tap-in. Bit of girth on the comebacker. Bit of girth on the comebacker, but we're no problem for the 2-putt par. Again, Knox making sure that she's getting her credit here in episode 22. What we do purely. Very pretty hole, perhaps our prettiest hole yet. We're here on the 5th hole, 124-yard par 3. And we're right down by the water for this one for the first time, and you can see the lighthouse out in the background. We got some sort of aquatic vessel out there. Sun out over the water. Going to be a 50-degree wedge. Let's 23 feet. Just stays on the high side. What is that? Heading to the 6th hole, par 5, 567 yards. I think in this case, we're okay to try a power drive here. It would almost be interesting to see a tailwind of a similar nature. and the consideration around actually holding the fairway or not. I think we don't have to worry about this here, though. If anything, it would be trailing off on the left-hand side. But the concern would be, but what do you think, Max? She's saying 108 over, so overpower. Of course, if you don't hit your marks, all of your calculations are for naught. That leaves us 259, probably turns it into a three-shotter. Yeah. Leaves us 54 yards. I think we're in a good spot for a spinner here, dare I say. Leaving us 9 feet to convert. And despite closing the putter face a little bit on it, that actually stayed high the whole time. Frag proving tough to score early on. Just the one birdie through 6. 407-yard par 4 7th hole. Good look along the water there. Once again, getting closer and closer to that lighthouse out in the distance. And you can see how this hole is going to try and fuck you. All you want to do is get her out there, and that fairway is going to move her all the way over to the right side, and you got to be careful. See, even a shot like that that bounces on the far left side of the fairway comes to rest on the far right side of the fairway. Excuse me, 99 yards. Approaching the 7th hole here. A little bit uphill, a little bit with the wind. Just choking up on a 60-degree here. Settling just about 7 feet beside the hole here. We just hit it too hard right through the line. So no birdie for us on 7. We will remain at 1 under par, coming to a drivable par 4, 303 yards. But you can see the ball, depending on its bouncing and rolling, is going to pinball around a little bit here. So you got to be careful. Got a beautiful bridge. Got a beautiful bridge in the background there. adequate, as they say. Gonna leave us 15 feet for the eagle, too. Yeah, no, I'm just putting everything about a cup on the high side. That's the adjustment to make clearly here, but because we were on the green under regulation, the two putt will be a birdie, second birdie of the round 2 under through 8 heading to the 9th hole. See over the water off the tee shot, but not in play, but then this ravine kind of thing comes into play here. If you're not careful, we got a headwind. So we got to make sure we give ourselves lots of room to clear. 452-yard par 4. See the dock out onto the water there and fishing vessel. We'll take a closer look once we're up by the green. Leaves us 133 yards. Let's take a quick look at what's going on up here. So, yeah, we got the dock. We got the boat hauling in the whitefish for the fish and chips, maybe. Fresh fish and chips that you grab right here. Ooh, cheeseburger. Might just have to have myself a cheeseburger at the turn. What are the prices like here? $7 cheeseburger, $7 pulled porks, $8 chicken and fries, $6 for a French fry cone, $5.50 for the jumbo dog, chips, fruit $2.50 each, soft drink $4.50, bottle of water $3.50, tea or a lemonade $4.50, sports drink $4.50. Credit cards are accepted. Credit cards are accepted. And so our approaches to 6 feet. We take those two. And we're going to cap our front 9 with a birdie. That's 3 birdies, 6 pars, 3 under on the front 9. We're going to head into that clubhouse, grab ourselves a cheeseburger, and we'll be right back out here on the 10th tee. We're back out here on the 10th tee. It's a 135-yard par 3 10th hole. 135 par 3 10th hole. Right into the wind, which is going to knock it down. I think we're going to try and squeeze a bit more out of a pitching wedge to do it here. Nice look this time with the water on the left side and boat there. Birdie on 10. Birdie on 10. 390-yard par for 11th here. Little back nine nuts action. Nice mix of the sort of rugged, like natural area type bunker, and then you also have the actual pot bunkers there. Leaves us 22 feet for our birdie. That one's going to drop, so we keep it rolling a little bit here. I think that's 4 in a row, isn't it? 8, 9, 10, 11 birdies. 424-yard par 4, 12th hole. You can see how the streams that we see throughout the round sort of converge and then head out to the ocean. See how that works there. Presumably coming down from the tops of the big hills and all that water coming down, leading out to the ocean. And because we've been hitting a pretty good tee shot, we haven't seen a lot of that, but that's what this course does, which is if you're not careful and you're not diligent with particularly off the tee, and you'll hit a drive right down the pipe, and before you know it, you're kicking off into the heavy rough. And so, although for this particular hole, it's not great, but that's very characteristic of how this course plays when you're not careful with it. "36 feet, but at least we hit the green after that heavy rough experience." Not quite happening, but we'll tap in for par. 2-putt par, we'll tap in. Birdie train comes to an end, but that's okay. We're 5 under through 12. "347-yard par 4. I think with a tailwind, there's a chance we get there. I'm not positive with the headwind that we have a really great chance of it, but we'll take a crack at it anyways. Pretty decent up there to give us the 4 feet for birdie on the short par 4, birdie on 13. Let's see, there's 6 birdies, 7 pars so far in this round. We've been able to mostly mitigate the effects of how the land impacts the ball on this golf course, but we have seen it. We just saw it on the tee shot back there, and it's always out there. Last couple tee shots, we saw how that works. Just calculated fairway finder to catch the left side there. Leaves us 222 yards in on the par 4 uphill to a pretty tucked pin, considering all the variables. .222 uphill. You got a pot bunker right in front of you. You've got a tailwind, which isn't actually really helping because you want to slow the ball down, and the tailwind speeds the ball up. So, just gotta give her. Just gotta give her. At some point, you just say, you know what, just gotta give her. Well, we'll get a first-hand experience of what life is like in this bunker. In some ways, there's probably actually, it's still a tough shot, but there's probably worse spots to have had that ball end up. Still got to be careful here, though. And down for par. All things considered, probably not a bad thing. .577 yard par 5. Downhill. The issue is the tee shot. It's going to push you into that bunker on the right, depending on the first and subsequent bounces. Still going to give this a rip to see if we can get her out there. Just get her out there a click or two, you know? And we might have fallen into the exact trap. Yeah. Not the end of the world, though. I mean, it doesn't make it easy to really get at this pin, but considering it's a par 5, I think we still have a shot in. Gets this up there, 25 yards, probably going to be a flop. Oh, I didn't actually mean to swing that. That was like a waggle. That was a waggle. A waggle on Fraggle that ended up as a full shot. Got to be careful there. So We'll never know what would have happened if we got to hit the shot we intended, but we got 41 feet. And at least it happened on a par 5 where we can still recover and make our par there. But unfortunate way to probably add a needless stroke to the card. Par 3 16th, 228 yards. You can see the clubhouse, that area we were looking at earlier, coming closer and closer. We'll make sure we take a look at that before we're done. Gonna choke up on a 4-iron here. Gets right up at it. Make our birdie on the 16th there. .450-yard par 4. It's uphill. It's into the wind, so it'll play a little bit longer, but well, it's all just sort of laid out in front of you there. That's the hole. .137 yards uphill into the wind, of course. Just like the tee shot. So it's up there to 14 feet. Gets us up there for the par on 17. So final hole here, and we can see, and we'll take a proper look. Once we're up towards the green, but it's 541 yards, par 4. Gonna really do yourself a favor by hitting the fairway here. Which we are not gonna do. Gonna leave ourselves a cool 228 in, but before we hit our shot, we'll take a look properly at. So there we've got like the got the 2-level driving range there. Love that. Putting green, love that. Tough putting green at that too. Look at that. Got the clubhouse and surroundings. Got patio for a feast. It's got everything you need at your golf club. Everything you need. Yeah, me and you, Nate. Me and you. Be right there on that patio, looking out over the water, over the land. All right. We have a tricky heavy rough approach here, and that's because of our tee shot getting us in the heavy off the left-hand side of the fairway. And, you know, it's just such a beautiful clubhouse area that thought it best to put our ball up around it. So 103 yards on our third shot. It's a par four, but it's one of those par 4.5 situations. Obviously, at that distance, you're up in par five territory. The designer, being the kind of guy that he is, thinks you should do it in four. And we have 12 feet to do it in four. 12 feet to do it in four. Mission accomplished, so par on the 18th. We keep bogeys off the card. See that lighthouse area there? Present throughout the round. Take a quick look at our scorecard here. So we were 3 under on the front, we were 4 under on the back. We had 7 birdies, 11 pars, nothing other than birdies and pars. Good consistent round. And at the end of it, it's a 7 under 64 on the par 71 golf course. Watching another edition of Inside the Ropes, a deeply personal journey with Scottie Walnuts. If you enjoyed the show, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment to let me know what you thought about the round. Remember, we're live most evenings on Twitch with golf and sometimes other sport and story games, and we film these episodes in front of a live studio audience on Twitch every Tuesday night. Link in the description. TM high and let 'em fly.